So 20 years ago, you wanted to launch it, but it is live now, which is a great success story. Sustainable procurement that talks about multiple elements within sustainability. So we're looking forward to get our hands through the book. Thank you for that. Now we all want to do certain initiatives. We all want to kind of make an impact as a procurement professional, supply chain professional. But where do we start? Where do we start to make that? Do we need to kind of immediately look at the best? A lot of people try and do the best. So where do we start? Help us a bit around that area.
Yeah. So the starting point is you only have so much resource. And so where can you best direct that resource to make an impact? Now, there's a phrase in the UK, we say you cannot boil the ocean. And that's really appropriate here, because we can't solve all of the world's problems. No company can, no individual can, no country can. Actually, we can only do that if, as a planet, we learn to work together. That's a really hard thing for us to be able to do. So we've got to focus on the things that are going to make the big difference. And we start by thinking about, what does the business do? What's the big harmful things the business does? So if we know all the things that cause harm and we have some targets, how does the business impact? What are the primary impacts? So if we're a mining company, for example, then we're impacting the world because we are taking resources from the world. We're probably creating a whole load of carbon in the process of doing that. Those mines may exist in parts of the world where human rights are not upheld, or there are issues with how people are treated. So you've got to start with where your biggest impacts are. If you're a mining company and you said, actually, we want to be sustainable, so we're going to make all of the fish in our staff canteens sustainable and line caught. That's a nice thing to do, but it's not addressing the real impact. So you've got to start with what the company does. And then you've got to focus down on, based on what the goals we've set out, the areas we want to tackle, where are we making the big impacts? What are the risks? What are the impacts that prevent us doing that? And where are the opportunities that if we do that, we can actually create new value for the organization? Not just about fixing what's wrong, but how can we actually create new value? So we have to assess that and come up with a prioritized list of what we're going to do and where we're going to direct our resources. If we use something like the Sustainable Development Goals published by the United Nations, these are 17 goals for the world to attempt to achieve by 2030, then what a lot of organizations do is they will pick maybe one or two or three of those and say, we're just going to focus on that, because those are the areas that most hurt, or we most are least able to comply with, and just picking something that you're going to aim for as a priority that resonates with the impacts of the business that you have.